I was already kind of a long ways down the road before the class, and familiar with this kind of approach or perception on acting. But I still have a lot of, and I've come a long ways through that, but I still have a lot of obstacles, and I still had a lot of resistance, and I still had a lot of frustrations with things. And so I felt a little skeptical about doing it online, because my biggest breakthroughs have come in very like close, intense, personal contact with other people in classes. And I have difficulty doing things on my own, like making progress. So that was like, I guess, my biggest concern coming into it. But afterward, and so like my biggest, like the tension, the discomfort, the difficulty with accessing my creative freedom, spontaneity, and openness has been my priority, and been my focus for a long time. My goal in this class reasonably was to have that, some of that every day on a daily basis, and to be able to get there in a more efficient way. And, you know, even though it wasn't like a sudden switch of like going from like no resistance to like, nah, cool. I feel like I have a more consistent level of freedom, and really, even though I know we're not using the term recycling, but the concept of use it, you know, people have always said, you know, oh, whatever you feel, you know, just use it. So I've always been aware of that, but I really felt like I internalized it in a much deeper level through the class, through the immersion in it, and that I feel like I have a better relationship with my resistance. Like, I don't fear it as much. I feel more comfortable with using it.
Right.
I would say that in spite of the limitations of technology, while there are some, the freedom that you have to be anywhere in the world and to travel and to do whatever you want brings a convenience and a flexibility that's really unique. And in terms of the work itself, it will scare you, it will challenge you, but it will help you tremendously. And even if you have worked in this kind of a fashion before, the immersion in it is something unique and special that's valuable. And if you haven't experienced this kind of way of working, and you've always only done more traditional acting technique classes, it's invaluable. It's difficult for me to distinguish as much from a traditional class, because I haven't taken many traditional acting classes. I've taken a few with some really great teachers, but they tend to be focused on the technique of acting, the technique of acting on stage or on film, or breaking down a script, and not so much focused on your instrument, which is the most important thing, the biggest priority, the foundation. It's a little bit like, I don't know, like in what's that movie, Hoosiers, when they come to practice and the coach starts having them do sprints with no basketball, and they're like, we came to play basketball, where's the basketball? And he's like, if you can't run for 90 minutes, you can't play basketball. Yeah. And so I feel like that's what the journey is like. I would kind of compare it to like a weekend intensive, where you go to boot camp and you're just with people all day, every day for a weekend or a few days. It's kind of like that sort of dynamic where you're getting this really intense shock of feedback and direction and motivation to explore things, but it's for an entire month instead of a few days. So it really starts to feel, rather than just like a quick charge up or like a sudden high point, it feels like a way of life more. And it really feels like it's something that's integrated into your life that you could continue. And I think the fact that everything's recorded and I can go back now, the class is ending, and continue to do that, like I feel like it's more of like a continuum into my life.
Yeah, especially because you were driving most of the time that you were on this coaching. Moving a lot. So if it had been like a coaching somewhere, we would never have seen you.
Right. Exactly. In fact, part of the reason that I decided to take this training is the intensive acting class that I was planning to do in New York. I had to go to Florida for a shoot, and it was coming right in the middle of class, and so I had to drop out because I couldn't be in one location that month. I had a lot of places I had to go to, so I couldn't do any other acting classes. And so the fact that I was in 7 cities this month made this the only way I could have done an acting class this month.